Okay, today I'm sharing a story that I frankly don't share often enough. And I want to share it because I want you all to know that you are not alone in your singing fears. So, when I was a senior in college at a fancy pants music conservatory, majoring in voice, I broke, y'all. Like, broke. Like, went to a coaching with a new voice coach who specialized in the type of music I was working on at the time. And she got so frustrated with me that she slammed her hands down on the keyboard and screamed, "For the love of God, phonate." And if you don't know what phonate means, it's just like a fancy word for make sound, right? That's how scared I was. I was so scared that the sound that I would produce wouldn't be good enough for the people who were judging me that I just shut down. So how did this happen, right? Like, how did I go from being on track to being a professional opera singer to being so scared that I couldn't even make sound in front of like one other person? Honestly, I've thought a lot about this over the years, and it was just this sort of like slow creep of self-doubt. And part of it, like if anybody watching this has been to a music conservatory, I think you get where I'm coming from. There's a lot of voices of criticism coming at you in all directions, right? So that didn't help. And I have sort of a perfectionist mentality anyways. And so all of that over the course of years just started to fester into this thing that eventually culminated in what became a paralyzing fear, to the point where I wondered if I'd ever be able to sing like I once did ever again. So how did I get out of this place, right? And get to teaching other people how to sing now, right? And I sing on Instagram and all the things all the time for people. I'm gonna be honest, first of all, I'm not sure that fear ever really leaves us, right? It's scary to sing. It's scary to put it out there. So I still have some of that, truthfully. I just have tools now that have helped me kind of move past that. So the first step in my sort of healing process was finding a teacher who didn't scare the shit out of me. That was number one. And then number two, I started doing yoga. And I adopted some of the practices of yoga into my singing. A lot of it had to do with just movement, right? So when we're crippled by self-doubt and fear, that's sort of like a head-based experience. And so I started doing yoga poses while I was singing, or just moving really fluidly while I was singing to kind of connect me more with my body, get me out of my head, and force my breath to move. Because one of the things that happens when we're really scared is we kind of lock down and then breath can't move. So I started doing a lot of movement-based practices to kind of help me, one, get back in my body, and two, get my breath moving. And so to be honest, to this day, I still use a lot of these same practices because sometimes I get scared, right? It's kind of scary to be theoretically a professional and there feels like there's this expectation that you're going to have like a perfect sound. And I'm going to be honest, I don't always have a perfect sound because sometimes we have to practice things and practice things and practice things before they start routinely coming out the way we want to. And I don't always have the opportunity to do that when I'm standing in front of a student and trying to show them something. Maybe I didn't know I was going to show them that day, right? And I just have to be okay with not always making a perfect sound. That's number one. But number two, when I find myself coming back into those places of fear or self-doubt or self-criticism around my singing, I come back to my movement-based practices, some of my breathing practices. A lot of those have been really, really helpful for me in combating this performance anxiety that got so bad that I couldn't sing for a period of my life. But here's the thing, like, if you love it, right, which I eventually had to confront and said, is this worth it? Right? And I decided that it was. If you love it, it's worth moving past that fear. It's worth putting yourself out there. It's worth all of that to tap into that piece of you, that artistic side of you that is longing to be expressed. So I tell you this story just to encourage you to push yourself to move past some of those fears, confront yourself even a little bit. And you're probably going to end up having some moments that you're not super proud of. Like, I have so many embarrassing singing moments I can't even tell you, right? Where things didn't go the way I wanted them to go. And those were hard and they still kind of hurt. I'm going to be totally honest, but it's worth it. in the pursuit of this piece of you that is longing to be expressed and explored. So if you have a desire to sing and you are afraid of not being good enough, I tell you this story so that you can know you're not alone. And I hope that that gives you some inspiration to move forward. Happy singing.